Good morning and welcome. I am here. I am going live. We will see how we progress. As you can tell, I still don't have a great deal of voice, still feeling a little bit fuzzy. So for those who are joining us for the first time, my name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and I normally try and come on twice a week to do some crafting. I was a bit AWOL last week because the COVID-19 virus had been to visit. So although it's looking as if my positive line is a great deal fainter this morning, still not quite back to 100% yet. Morning, Jackie. It's lovely to be here, but we'll see how we go. If after one card I need to bow out, I apologise. We aim for two. We'll see how we go. I have my water on standby. I have lots of bits and pieces ready. The brain is partially functioning. Let's see how we get on. So welcome. So it's lovely to join you. Do come on and say hello. Do come and chat. Come and give me your COVID stories if you like. We can compare notes, but let's do some crafting. So let me bring in my other camera, and so this is me, www.loveaduckie.co.uk, and that's my website where you'll find links to shops and details about classes, and normally lots of inspiration. There hasn't been any blog posts going up last week. Nothing happened last week, but hopefully we'll get back into the swing of that again soon. But there's lots of past inspiration on there, even if there isn't anything new in the last week. And if you're looking for me anywhere on social media, whether it's Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, come and hunt me out under Love-a-Duckie. And I have even put my toe in the water with a couple of very simple videos on TikTok. So yeah, nothing very exciting yet, but yeah, just venturing into that world as well. So yeah, do come and hang out with me. Do come and find me elsewhere. Do like, share, follow, all of those things, because that all helps me and my little business, and helps me to keep going and keep sharing these lovely things with you. So a week ago I scheduled a video, or over a week ago I scheduled a video for the nuts and bolts. So we were a week late, but we're still going to play with the nuts and bolts. This is a really cute stamp set, featuring all these little robots, perfect for Valentine's or for cards for younger people in your lives. Yeah, or just those little quirky things, just really cute. So they don't have to be for Valentine's Day, they can be for anything. Greetings, kind human, I'm nuts and bolts about you. That's a HB to you, which is a happy birthday to you. Oh, apologies, that's telling me my timer on my test is over. And I'd already got a fate line coming up, so still positive, but not quite as positive as I was. So yeah, so HB to you, happy birthday to you. You make my heart go beep. They're just really, really cute little robots, and some sweet little samples in the catalogue. We've got this little robot here, and we're going to pinch this idea. I like this idea. They've obviously, sorry, that's gone a bit fuzzy, but they've obviously punched out, using the tag label, a stencil of some sort, and use that to add some colour. And we're going to say pinch that idea, we're going to case that idea, and then this one is a little box made up with these really cute little robots all over. So a really sweet set, and we're going to have a play, and as you'll see when I've opened this will be our first play. I've not even got the stickers on it yet. Quick slurp. Promise it is only water. Let's just pop out our little robots, and we'll take whoever else we need out as we go along. Right, one thing I haven't collected is my scraps of white card. Bear with me one moment. Now I'm going to take this piece. It's rather scrappy looking piece of white card. I'm not worried about that too much because, as I said, we're going to pitch this idea of creating a stencil. Only I thought we would use the heart punch rather than the tag punch. So I'm going to use my heart punch to punch a hole in the middle of this rather scrappy looking piece of basic white card. Looks like it's run through the mill, and you're certainly not going to use it for anything anything beautiful and pristine. And we'll find ourselves a bit of basic white. Let's just turn my phone on to silent. I'm going to cut myself actually for now I'm just going to cut this in half and in half again to give myself a bit of white to work with. I might actually come in with the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I have those sitting in my... I think we're going to get one of those that way. Will that be big enough? No, perhaps it won't. No, we'll leave it as it is for the moment, I think. Just going to take a piece of basic white cardstock and I'm going to take my heart stencil. Let's bring in some blending brushes. And I think I'm going to go Fresh Freesia and Balmy Blue. Don't necessarily want to go pink and blue. Let's go Balmy Blue and Fresh Freesia. I'm going to take my blue brush, just make sure it's not got too much ink on the surface. And let's blend some colour. Need to be careful that we don't go over this edge. It looks very pale on here. It's not actually until you pull away this top card that you'll be able to see. The colour underneath in its full glory. Ta-da! We have a nice blue heart. Let's pick up our purple posy. Now this might well blend a little bit with this blue on the outside, but because it's a bluey tone anyway, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Morning, Lee. I'm feeling better. I'm not sure that I'm quite at much yet. It is amazing. It is the it's just the pure fatigue actually. Couldn't fight my way out of a paper bag, as my mum would say. So let's build up this colour. As I say, we have got a little bit of the blue blending in there, but because we're using a purple tone, that's absolutely fine. Let's add a bit more colour just there. And the more you add, almost the quicker it builds up once you've got a layer of ink down, apologising that you're shaking a little bit. So there we have a blue heart and a fresh freesia heart. Those are looking quite cute, aren't they? Thank you, Lee. I think that's it, isn't it? So I am sort of doing a bit, stopping a bit, trying to pace myself a little bit. Right, let's come in with our robots. They're really cute. I can't help feeling that there may be little Valentine's cards for grandchildren being created out of these. Or grandchildren might like to create cards out of these. It'd be the sort of thing that would be quite sweet to send to little friends. Make up some, I don't know, Valentine treat boxes with them. Let's just put our label on the back of our other little guy. So I'm just peeling off the back to reveal the sticky section, taking the piece off the back of this stamp, and then laying that up on the top before peeling it off. We'll come back to the greetings if we want them. So there's our little, you can at least see your little robots now, and I think we're going to go with this one and this one. So let's sort of go a little bit traditional gender roles. We'll have our little blue heart, we'll have our little robot on our blue heart, being the robot that's got a rather sweet little cog-shaped flower for his beloved. I think actually, although the heart is a little on an angle, I'm going to go straight with my robot. And then our other robot sort of holding a little heart shape in their tummy. So we'll have that one on the fresh freesia heart. How cute are they? So I think we'll have You Make My Heart Go Beep. I have that down there. I'm going to grab a little bit, hopefully. Let's have a little bit of fresh freesia card. Just want that beep bit. They are lovely little guys, aren't they? Actually, that's a bit smushy, that beep. Let's try that again, I think. It's a bit better. And I think let's get ourselves a little balmy blue, and let's do the same. It's all right. Could put the stamp down and couldn't find it. Let's have a U as well, and we'll do that in blue. And then there is a little heart stamp as well. Let's bring that in. And let's find ourselves a little block to put it on. You always want to try and match your block to your stamp as much as you can, because that saves them going a little bit wonky. And I think we'll have a few little actually, I think I might leave it at that. That's rather cute. Right, I'm going to stick these little words over the top of here. I'm going to trim that down a little bit. Go there. There we go. So I've trimmed that down to 13.9 by 9.5. Let's find some cardstock to match it up, mat it. I'm just wondering actually. So a layer of black wouldn't look good on there. And then we'll just try, need to get a bit of cardstock, but yeah, I think we'll go balmy blue for the card base and that pop of black in between. Let me just grab a balmy blue cardstock. Now, interestingly enough, I was part of a conversation over the weekend. Some of you were part of a stamp camp that was happening over the weekend, and there was conversations going on in the background. And one of the Canadian ladies said she understood now with our metric measurements why so many European and Australian demonstrators went for tent-fold style cards. I thought that's really interesting, because as my go-to, I do tent-fold cards, but my go-to is still actually book fold style. Which do you prefer? That's an interesting question. As your go-to, if you're not really thinking about it very much, do you go for tent fold or do you go for gatefold? To say I do both, but how cute is that? So that's a really sort of clean and simple looking card. I think I'm going to trim this down a little bit more. Taking it down to 13.4 by 9. Yeah, actually, just think it needed a bit of a stronger border on it, a little less white around the outside. Cute. Right, let's have a look at a bit of a finishing touch. I've got my shimmery crystal effects here. I'm going to, I will need to put this to one side to dry so I don't lean in it. It might not show up ever so well on camera, but I'm going to add a little bit of shimmery effects next to that heart. And we'll add some to this flower as well. And then let's bring in the in colour jewels. And let's pick out one of these little jewels. Just to go in the centre there. So that will need to dry. It will just give a little bit of a 3D element to those little robots without sort of adding too much blingy stuff, because it's quite sort of clean and simple. So that adds a bit of sparkle and interest. I'm going to pop that right out of my way so that I can't accidentally lean on it or any of those sorts of things. So that's the shimmery crystal effect. So that's just useful little extra to have in your collection. So we've managed one card. Okay, another slurp of water. Let's have a look at another one, and they're probably going to be quite simple cards today, but this caught my eye this morning. Now, I don't know if any of you take part in any colour challenges, but the really lovely thing about the colour inspiration challenge, I don't know whether you can pick that up, and it's spelt the English and Australian way, because I think it is Australian demonstrators that set this up. And the nice thing about the colour inspiration challenge is that you don't need a blog post or a website or anything to link it back to. You simply create your card, join the colour inspiration group, and just post a photo of it on their Facebook page. So you don't need to be able to link up to anything else. So if you've never done challenges before and you fancy a go, the colour inspiration challenge is a really good one to start with. And the one that's happening at the moment is a colour challenge using these 5 colours. So although we've got a really beautiful picture here of a beach scene, it is the picture that has inspired the colours. Your actual card doesn't need to have a beach scene on it. It just needs to feature these colours. And I thought, well, that's a quite fun palette of colours. Perhaps we could have a play with that with some of our robots. So I've actually grabbed, I've got lots of little bits of colours, card and things here. And I've actually also grabbed the Brights colour stack, paper stack. Don't get these out very often. So the colours out of here that I would need, because this is the, as I say, the bright ones: Granny Apple Green, some Coastal Cabana. Those are the 3 colours that we will find in the paper pack. Now, it could be obviously that we'd like to go back for something different. Actually, that's quite fun, isn't it? With those lines on, that's sort of almost quite robot-y, isn't it? But let's have a little look. So we've got some paper, and I've obviously got some cardstock as well. Thought we could have a think about how we could create a fun robot card. Now I am going to go tent fold style, but I think I'm going to open it this way. Also got some balmy blue, some granny apple green, some Pacific Point there. I might take let's go with a mat of Pacific Point. And I think we'll have a mat of balmy blue as well. I'm going to cut this at 9.5 by 13.9. So there's 3 of those colours already in there. Now, I might go with a square of this. Let's make it 7.5 centimetres square. Let's have a 3 centimetre by 'm going to start it off at 13.9. That would bring it all the way across there. Then we've got a bit of granny apple green here. So I'm just literally using up these scraps of paper, cutting that to 7 by 7. It's rather fun. Okay, so we've got a bit of a background going on there. We've brought all of those colours in. But what we haven't got yet is our little robots. I think we're going to use this one. We might only go with one actually, we'll see. I'm going to stamp him in Memento. It's rather cute, isn't he? Let's have a look. Digging through some blends. Got some granny apple green there. Some balmy blue. Don't have Pacific Point in the balmy blends. Don't have Sahara sand, I don't believe. No. Let's bring in some dark granny apple green. Bring in a bit of light granny apple green. Blend that over on the top there. I'm going to come in with some dark balmy blue for his hands. In fact, I think we'll make all of his arms dark balmy blue and his legs as well. We'll take the light balmy blue and just come round the edge and round the edge of his eyes, just to give that a bit of a pop. Perhaps we'll do this inner stripe in light balmy blue as well. There we are. He's rather cute, isn't he? Let's cut him out. Now I'm going to leave a bit of a border because we do have his aerial at the top to come round. So you either need to leave a little bit of a border all round or cut it all close. So we're going to leave a bit of a border all round. Let's cut off that excess. Cut in round that leg, still leaving a bit of a border. How cute is he? Should we have a greetings, kind human, for this one? I would if I could find my stamp set. Let's peel that off. Make sure we've got it the right way up when we put it on there. Let's find a little bit of basic white. I think we'll have a bit of Pacific point to stamp this. Oh, we rocked that a bit. A bit of over stamping. Greetings, kind human. Excuse my arm. Let me take my large scissors. Then I'm going to take, somewhere I've got some little pieces of Sahara sand, and what else haven't we really brought in there too much? Some Coastal Cabana. I think let's stick that onto some Coastal Cabana to bring some of that in. Ooh, wiggle, wiggle. Trim those ends. Ooh. Better. To take some Minto ink and stamp some of these hearts, and then I'm going to cut around those too. I could have gone and fetched one of the heart dies, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have two larger ones and one smaller one. These are very cute. Now I think I'm going to emboss this layer just here, and providing I can find it and I've not buried it too much, decisions. I think I'll perhaps go with the hammered metal 3D embossing folder. So let's just slip those off of there, just to give that background a bit of interest. And this will be, well, hammered metal, I think. Seems a good, morning Wendy, seems a good option for robots. So it is a 3D embossing folder, so we're just going to need our number 1 base plate and then our number 4 3D embossing plate. As always, run it through your machine hinge end first. So do we go with that side or that side? I'm going to go that way, I think. So let's build him up again. That's better. And let's bring in whether I've got enough here, but whether I'll need some more. Let's bring in some silver thread. That's the last of that reel. I do have another reel, so I'm not particularly worried about running out, but we don't want to waste either. So let's have a look. I'm going to glue down my embossed layer to my Pacific Point blue layer, and then we will add that to our card front. No, we won't. Can we peel that off? Yes, we can. Let me put that way for a minute. We want to put your thread around there, Helen. Tell you, COVID brain, I think, is a thing. Let's add that across the centre there. And let's take some tear and tape. I'm going to put a bit either end. I'm going to do a bit of frugal crafting here. There's our pokey tool. We're starting to get buried under lots and lots of bits. Let's take our backings off of here. Just stick that on there and bring it round. Oh. You moved. Stay. And we'll have another bit to come round. They're being pickles. Will you just stay in place? I only need you to hold long enough to get my glue on the back. Let's put a bit more on there. And then let's add that in there. Bring this square over the top. I'm going to stick that one down flat. And the other square we'll bring in with some dimensionals. So this one was 7.5 centimeters. This one was 7 centimeters. So just, excuse me, slightly smaller. Let's have one in the middle there so that it doesn't collapse in the middle. Bring in our greetings, kind human sentiment. And our little robot. Him walking along that sentiment frame, and then we'll have some of our little stamped and fussy cut hearts. I've got a bit of silver thread left, but I can't actually see it. It's only a tiny bit if it's there at all. How cute is he? Just rummaging through these blue adhesive gems just here. I think we could give him one at the top of his there we go, another couple along that stripe. He's rather cute, isn't he? I should find that other piece of thread now, but I've got another one, so it's not the end of the world. Let's just tie that into keep tightening it so it's quite nice and secure. And I think we'll add that, the little glue dot. Just here. does have a bit of a mind of its own, this silver thread. Let's just trim that off a little bit more, I think. There we go. So there's a greetings, kind human. Little robot with his sparkly nuts and bolts. And we have, hi Amanda, we've tied him in with the latest Colour Inspiration challenge on Facebook. So there we are, Balmy Blue, Coastal Cabana, Pacific Point, Granny Apple Green, Sahara Sand. We've got all of those in there. I'll put a little insert in there in a minute, and I think we'll just have this little robot down in the corner and perhaps find a little bit more of that paper to go in with him. And then let me bring in my other robot that I tucked safely out of the way because my shimmery crystal effects is still drying. And this one was a bit of a case from the catalogue. They'd used the tag punch to make a aperture, a stencil, and a stencil through it. We decided we went with a heart to make a little Valentine's card. So there is our little Valentine's card with its shimmery crystal effects. And again, we've got another, that's one of those little in-colour jewels in the middle of that flower there. So it's a really, really cute little stamp set to make some really cute little cards, as I say, either for childlike adults or actually for the children. They'd be really cute to make some lovely things for the children. So yeah, that was good fun. Let's bring in my other camera. We've survived. I'm still here and still going. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm going to go off now and have a cup of tea and a bit of a sit down before I do anything else, I think. And hopefully by the time I come back on Friday, there'll be not even a faint positive line on my tests. And I should be starting to feel a little less robotic and a bit more human myself. So yes, so you all indeed do make my heart go beep. So thank you very much for joining me this morning. Do go and check out my website, my Facebook pages, Instagram, Pinterest, sign up for my YouTube channel, all of those lovely things. And I'll be back with you very soon.